Matthew Patrick, aka MatPat, the founder of the Game Theorists, and then later Film, Food, and Style Theory, is stepping down as the face of the Theorists.
It's not clickbait. On March 9th, I will be hosting my last Theory episode. We knew it was going to happen eventually. That's why, over the last couple years, we've been staffing up so much. That's why we partnered with a larger company to help run the channels. That's why we've been spending so much time outside of this box, training up the team to make the best videos that they can.
During his wildly successful 13-year career on YouTube, which led him down a small media empire with over 30 million subscribers and more than 7 billion views, he met a loving wife, had a son, and achieved his dream of making the world just a little bit better with his efforts. Truly, Matt is living the dream. On January 9th, 2024, he released a 25-minute long video of an unscripted talk to camera with just some guiding notes, where he tearfully thanked all of the theorists and fans and announced that after 9 more theories, he would be retiring in March. The short version, although I strongly recommend you watch the full video on the Game Theory channel, is that he wanted to retire for some time, but what pushed him over the edge finally was Tom Scott. Tom, another massive YouTuber in his own right with over 6 million subscribers, decided to gracefully step away and retire after his successful internet career. Matt saw Tom do it and reasoned he could do the same. Although beginning this wave of massive YouTubers stepping away from the platform, at least to my knowledge, was Seth Everman, who formally retired from YouTube at the end of November 2023. Now, regardless of how all that sounds, MatPat is not retiring, certainly not in the same capacity that Seth did. He made it very clear that he still is going to be involved on the back end of the Theorist channels, writing, proofreading, making sure things are on brand, those sort of things. Moreover, what he's doing is less of a retirement and more a passing of the torch. Many YouTubers have compared this to the moment that Steve passed the lead role of Blue's Clues to his cousin Joe, and that's not entirely unfair. It certainly has that air about it. Each of the 4 main channels will be taken over by a different individual that has a particular knack for the content of that channel. Writing-wise, each channel is actually going to change very little, as most of these individuals have been involved with their respective channel's creative process for years alongside MatPat. They've each been huge contributors to the content of the Theorist channels, and more they've been doing more of the writing and research while Matt has stuck to polishing and presenting. Now that the channels have been acquired by Lunar X, and Matt's set his team up for success, he's going to be taking a much less taxing role and enjoy the rest of his life with his family. And honestly, based. Could not respect it more. More power to him. And in terms of the direct news, that's about it. If you want more details, again, I encourage you to check out the full video over on the Game Theorists channel with the link in the description or the card above. But for my thoughts, as a game theory fan for over 10 years, of course I'm sad, and there's about a 0% chance that I'll ever be able to properly thank Matt for everything that he's done, let alone that he's going to see this video. MatPat isn't someone that I talk about much with anyone, really. My family aren't in the gamer sphere enough, and my friends aren't big game theory fans, but all that is to say, unsung or not, MatPat's one of my heroes. I've always been annoyingly logical and analytical as a person, and game theory struck a chord with me with that. The combination of game theory, death battle, and Donkey, along with the academic background I have in graphic design, inspired me to make the reviews and essays that I do. The reason that I judge games through game design and philosophy, and then try to separate that critique from the stuff that's unquantifiable, like whether or not I had fun, and then presenting the two separately, is largely thanks to them. My transparent review methodology and everything that's evolved from that, like the Is It Actually Good series I did over the course of 2023 and going into 2024, was at least partly inspired by game theory. And I say it that way because let me say something that I know is going to be incredibly unfair. And I know this statement is unfair because it's undermining the incredible work and the ridiculous number of man-hours that I'm sure the rest of the Game Theorist team has put in. But to reference back to an old video of mine, this boat sucks! To me, MatPat is game theory. The two are inseparable. Even if the scripting is exactly the same, the channel will never be the same. For me, I came for the theories and stayed for the person. just in the same way that Alvin is not Andrew Ray on Binging with Babish, Joe isn't Steve on Blue's Clues, and whoever these guys are aren't Clarkson, Hammond, and May from Top Gear. None of Tom, Santi, Amy, or Lee are Matthew Patrick. All jokes about bottom gear aside, all of the people that I just mentioned are incredible at what they do. I'm not saying that any of them lack talent or are bad at their jobs. Genuinely, I'm serious. But they will never be able to shake that Ship of Theseus problem, wherein an irreplaceable piece of the source material that people had grown attached to is gone. Such is the struggle for anyone who chooses to carry someone's legacy. Their situation isn't unique, it's just kind of tragic. Although the thing that got me teary-eyed even more so wasn't so much that, it was a reality check. Because I didn't know that apparently Matt and I started our respective gaming channels at the same age. He's been doing this for 13 years, and he's 37 years old. I've just completed my 3rd year on YouTube, and when I've broken the 13-year mark, I will also be 37. It made me put myself in his shoes. I started asking, what will I do in 10 years from now when I'm in the same place he is? Could I ever be in the same place he is? I started questioning, could I ever live up to the example that people like MatPat have set? Even if I do it for that long. I don't know, but as the old guard of gaming YouTube steps down, the next generation must rise to meet them. But hey, that's just a theory.
It's just a theory, a game theory.
Now, this is just a theory, people.
At the end of the day, it's just a game theory.
That's just a theory.
A game theory. Thank you.
I'm not crying, you're crying, shut up. Thanks, Matt. And until then, I've been Lone Wolfie X, and I will see you, yes, you, next time.